Hello, my name is Karen Finlay-Russell and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I'm here to show you the Sweet Talk Suite, which is on page 8, 9, and 10 of the current mini catalog. This collection has quite a number of pieces included, as you can see in the catalog. And let's take a look at some of those. First off is the Sweet Conversation stamp set. This stamp set includes a number of heart images. As you can see, some of them have little words in them similar to the candy hearts. There's also some background images, some sentiments, and one thing I do want to mention about these three hearts in particular is that they have some texture to them. Hopefully you'll be able to see that in a couple of the cards that I've made. They're not just one basic color. It's a little bit texturized, I guess is the only way I can say it. Next is the Sweethearts dies. This set of dies includes 16. The dies cut out a number of different heart shapes, as well as a couple of banners, some garland type shapes, and this is an envelope die. And this is a tag, and I'll show you what they look like cut out shortly. One of the things I wanted to mention is that it is a photopolymer stamp set, as you can see, which is very convenient because when you're stamping with photopolymer, you can see right through the block and through the stamp so that you're getting your image exactly where you want it. So let's take a look at what those dies cut. So as I said, a number of hearts, different sizes, the tag. This is the little envelope cut out, and what I'll mention about it is you fold it up as such. And this top piece is just a little bit smaller than the others, and that's how you can tell which piece is the top. A couple of banners here. These are the garlands that I was referring to. I don't know another term for them, but nice for decorating. I did leave these hearts inside because I wanted to show you what they look like inside and that they do pop out. But as well mention that it's an interesting technique to give some contrast by placing one of the hearts of another color inside the garland. The last thing I'll mention about the dies is one of the pieces of DSP has the hearts on it with the wording inside, and these three hearts will cut out the hearts on the DSP, and I'll show you that when we come to the DSP in a minute, but I did want to mention that, and that's why I put that one in the middle. In the suite as well is an embossing folder. It's called the Gingham embossing folder, and it is not a 3D embossing folder. It's a regular embossing folder, and rather than showing you what that looks like by pulling the folder out, I will show you on some of the cards. Included in the suite as well is Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I'll just pop those out for a minute so you can see how beautiful they actually are. They're quite nice. And they come in 3 different sizes, and they'll pick up colors that are in the cards that you're making. Very beautiful, very shiny and shimmery. I can see these being used on a number of different types of cards, not just Valentine's cards. One thing I forgot to mention about the Oops, we'll put that in later. About the suite is actually the price, so I should go back to that fairly quickly. So the price of this collection with all the pieces included is $117.50 Canadian. So for a stamp set, dies, embossing folder, ribbon, embellishments, DSP, etc. It's a fairly good price, so it is something that you might want to consider. And it is in the current mini catalog, and is an excellent item for Valentine's Day, but you could use it for other occasions as well. The next thing that comes in the suite is these cute little sweet little boxes is what they're called. And these boxes can be used for little treats, cookies, you know, candy hearts, and are easy to put together. They're food safe, and are already pre-scored. You just bend on the score lines and put them together fairly quickly and easily. You get 10 in a package of those as well. This is the Faux linen ribbon, fairly thin, easy to tie with, smooth, very pretty ribbon that we'll be using on the card that I'm going to make in a little bit. And lastly, I think I've shown you everything, is the DSP. So the first piece of DSP here is the one I was talking about, that you can cut these little hearts out with the heart dies, the larger heart dies. So you can get quite a few of these out to use on your projects. On the back of that sheet is love in a number of different languages. And one of the other things I neglected to mention was the colors that are included in the suite. And so what we have, sorry, just turn the page. Real red, petal pink, so saffron, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, and Highland Heather. So this one is some of the more pastel colors, and this is the Highland Heather. Some lollipops in real red, and looks like the petal pink as well. Some real red on a very light pink background. Lots of candy and some hearts. This is a beautiful piece of like a watercolor wash. Hearts in a couple of different colors and shapes. Some stripes in all the colors that I mentioned, so there's a number of different colors included in this piece. Hearts in different textures and sizes, etc., and colors. Again, the Highland Heather in stripes. You can see the candy heart background in this piece. And again, more pastel, but it's got some real red in it. And then this side is hearts in both directions with real red. The Highland Heather, as well as, it looks like petal pink, but I think that's petal pink. So those are the that is the DSP that's included in the suite, and you get 12 pieces, 2 of each design of the double-sided paper. So that is the suite and all of the pieces that go with it. How about we look at some cards that I've made from this suite. So first up is what I'll call the triple heart card. This card is a fairly simple card, beginner style, very little stamping, mainly just cutting and gluing. It's a basic white background with real red cardstock, the real red faux linen ribbon, and this is the petal pink sentiment that the sentiment's done in. Next up is my X's and O's card. You'll see that I've embossed the background on a basic white piece of cardstock. Behind that, the base of the card is real red. And then I've taken a piece of basic white and done some X's and O's randomly throughout the card. Done the sentiment in real red and added a bow in the faux linen ribbon. Just put a little love you heart in the corner there. Next up is one of the treat boxes. So I've just wrapped the treat box in DSP all the way around, added the tag and put a couple of little hearts on it. As well, I used a little bit of baker's twine to attach the tag to the ribbon that is wrapped all the way around the box as well. Just want to show you how easy the box opens and the approximate size of it. So you could put a small cookie in there, some candies, a little bit of chocolate, that type of thing. You could even put a gift card in it. Perfect size for a gift card, actually. Next up is a card that's a little more intensive. So this card is in Highland Heather and I believe that's fresh freesia as well. I've got a little bit of pool party and some real red on the card as well. One of the little envelopes. DSP and behind. The sentiment is mounted on, as I said, the pool party, but it's done in the Highland Heather. Next up, I have a Slimline card for you. This Slimline card is done in Highland Heather. And what I've done is kind of like a garland effect at the top. Most of the hearts are cut out of DSP and not cardstock. There's a few cardstock, but most of them are DSP. Then I've just put, this is the banner that comes with this, comes with the set, and I've just added the little white piece on top, and of course the DSP in behind, and then added sentiment on the inside. One of the things that I will mention while we're looking at the Slimline card is Slimline cards are very in right now, and one of the things that you could easily miss in the catalog is the Slimline envelopes that are available currently. They come in 3 different colors and are found on page 53 of the catalog. So this is the white one, and you can see that it's lined with basic black. There's also a smoky slate. It's lined with the smoky slate, same pattern, and then the soft succulent. So they're all lined, and they're all beautiful envelopes that are perfect for your Slimline cards that you're making. And again, on page 53 of the current mini catalog. Next up is a little note card that I made on a 3x3, or it's a 3x3 card in basic white. I've done a basic white envelope. And you can see in this card where the texture that I was talking about is found in the stamps. You see how this is lighter and this is darker? That was stamped directly from without, without pre-stamping it or anything. That's just exactly how it turns out. I've added some little red hearts in behind, and of course the faux linen ribbon just tied in a knot on the front. And I forgot to mention the embossed background, so I've just taken a piece of 3x3, embossed it, and then put it on top of the card. And these will fit in our 3x3 square envelopes that you can find in the annual catalog on page 136. So cute little card, would look really cute with that little the little box. Go together. And the last card I have for you today is the Happy Valentine's Day card. This one is looks a little bit fancier, but didn't take a whole lot more work than some of the other cards. So it's the pool party cardstock in the background. We've got a real red heart and a pool party heart. There's two things on this card that I want to mention that are not from the suite that I'm showing you today. One of them is the scalloped contour background that I've put the Happy Valentine's Day on, and the second one is actually the Happy Valentine's Day, which is done with the Word Wishes dies. Both of those are found in the annual catalog. The scalloped contour is on page 158 of the annual catalog, and the Word Wishes dies is on page 166 of the catalog. I've also added some of the pretty little rhinestones on just to brighten up the card a little bit, make it a little fancier, and some of the little hearts in. One of the things that I will mention is I've used a different technique with the Word Wishes dies, or with the words here. I have actually embossed them with clear embossing powder, and that's why they're so shiny. I don't know if you can see that on camera real well. And it's also made the color of the real red wording a little bit darker. So if you're wondering how it got that way, that's exactly how it was done, just by embossing it with clear embossing powder. Okay. So next up, how about we make a card together? So the card I'm going to make is, I believe, one of the first ones I showed you. I'm just going to use a little bit of different colors on it. See if I can. So it's the one I called the triple heart card. And we're just going to use do it a little bit different. And it's a very quick and easy card to put together. So just sit back and relax, and I'll show you this card. So I've already gone ahead and cut the pieces. This is a 3x3 piece of DSP, and you can use whatever DSP you like in the pack. This is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, matching color of cardstock, basic white half sheet, so 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle. So let's fold that. I will mention, you can see the edges are a little rough. I cut this with a dull blade, and I have now gone and changed my blade, so we shouldn't be seeing that. Whoops. Seeing that again. It's one of the things you know when your blades are dull, because your paper doesn't cut properly. Make sure you fold that down well. Next, we're just going to adhere these two pieces together. Make sure you're lining them up fairly straight so that you've got an even border all the way around. And I am just putting this square inside the card front, equal distance around the three edges. We use the Highland Heather. And we'll just use that same sentiment I used on the original card. One of the tricks that I try and use, especially with the photopolymer, when it's a skinny one like that, to line it up on a piece of grid paper to make sure it's straight. Especially when you're directly stamping on a card. Not that if I made a mistake with this, I couldn't just cover it over. But slight smudge there. If I wanted to cover it over, I could just cut a small piece of Whisper White and go over top, but I think it's not real obvious. And then I'm just using some of our Tombow liquid glue. Just putting little tiny dots on. And centering that down near the bottom. Always remember when you're using the Tombow liquid glue, you have to hold it for a little bit of time just to make sure it sets. And the last thing we'll do is take a piece of the faux linen ribbon. Just going to tie a knot in it. And attach that with a glue dot. Oops. And there we go. We could put something on the inside, but I'm going to leave this one blank for now. I'm not sure who it's going to. So again, my name is Karen Finlay-Russell. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I can be reached through my website or by phone through my Facebook page. My cell phone number is 519-639-2540. And don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions, comments, or wish to purchase any items. Oh, and there is one other thing before I let you go, I should mention, and that is Celebration. Celebration is on until February 28th, and with purchases from the catalog, either the annual catalog or the mini catalog, $60 will get you a free product from the Celebration catalog. However, I will mention there are some items in the catalog that you actually have to spend $120 to get those items free. So be aware, $60 or $120 for items in this book. So there's, you know, a free stamp set called Island Vibes, some free DSP. One of the very popular items in here is this free stamp set, Driving By. This is one of the items that's $120. You get a stamp set and DSP for sales of $120. So it is something worthwhile to take a look at if you are considering purchasing at this point in time. Keep that in mind. One of the other things I will mention is, of course, you can join Stampin' Up! At any point in time, but during Celebration, they always have a special on for people that are joining. So your starter kit costs $135 Canadian, and for that you get $165 worth of products. But during Celebration, so up until the end of the month, till February 28th, you get 2 additional stamp sets of your choice free when you join. So if you're thinking of spending $135 on products anyway, it might be a good way to go because you get 2 additional stamp sets. So definitely a worthwhile endeavor. The other thing that you might want to consider potentially is hosting a party. So by hosting a party, you can earn free Stampin' Up! Products. So it's something you might want to consider if you're interested in doing a party. I'm doing online parties right now. With COVID, it's the safest way for us to do them. Once we relax some of the restrictions around COVID, I can do parties in your home, etc. So reach out to me if you'd like to earn some free I almost said Tupperware, funny, some free Stampin' Up! Again, my name is Karen Finlay-Russell. I can be reached at 519-639-2540. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll be posting another video in the next couple of days. Thank you.